Fox, the new Pacific 52. You're calling it Pacific 52, right?
Yeah, I think that's the name, the Pac 52s.
And we're inboard, inside, down in the gull. Dave's going to show us around a little bit about some of the features in here.
Yeah, so you got your, well, you were asking about the keel install. So just under this little cap here are the keel bolts. So the keel just basically goes up into a big socket, which is self-aligning, and these bolts come through, and then you just pop. These are big top hat bushings here, which you leave out while you're installing, so you've got basically a big oversized hole that's really forgiving for the bolts to come through. By the time the keel gets to the top, they're perfectly aligned. You're able to just drop these top hats on, spin the nuts on, give them a crank to 600 Newton meters, and keel's on. Little 4,200 bead around the just the edge, and that's it.
And how long does it take you to put that in?
You know, you can do it in 30 minutes if you got a few guys. You're really just waiting on how long the boatyard takes to move the boat around with the travel lift. So
yeah,
the actual physical install part's real quick. So
okay.
Southern spars, super high modulus mast. I don't know what all the other boats will do, but we've got mast deflectors. I haven't actually installed this ram right now, but this is the mast deflector ram. Lives right here on the mast. Just pulls on this, and that's your backstay deflectors. Upwind, we usually have them on, and we can tune them, kind of like a check stay. Downwind, you let them off so the backstays support the top of the rig. We've also got control of the mast butt position with this hydraulic ram here.
How much movement can you get out of that?
I think it's only about 100 millimeters, so it's not a whole lot. But you're not allowed to use it while you're racing, but it's really nice, you know, before the race to just kind of get your setup, and, you know, rather than having to send a guy down here in the old days with a big ratchet and he's yelling back and forth to the Mainsheet trimmer of how does he like the main, and you're trying to unload the rig a little bit to do it. Now you can sit there and the Mainsheet trimmer can say, oh, let's try, you know, 10 millimeters aft, and you can see if he likes that. And you get to the position you like, and you lock it off for the race, and you're happy. So especially buoy regattas between races, you can change it really fast as wind conditions are changing.
Yeah. How much pressure load are we talking about on the hydraulics like that?
You know, it's a 10,000 psi system, but honestly, a mast butt movement, you don't have a whole lot of pressure there.
Yeah.
In fact, in one direction, so it's a two-way pump, so it can pump either direction rather than just a pump and return. But sometimes, like going forward, just putting the knob that way, it'll move on its own because the mast wants to go that way. So that's all controlled by the rotary pump on the grinder, so it's just pretty easy to move around.
Okay.
And there's a digital gauge on it over here, so it just comes up on the D&G display as to where you're at. So you can see it off in the cockpit.
And all your rigging disappears underneath the deck here.
Yep, all the halyards come out down here, just go right into the pit. So obviously, being inside the mast, you're not really doing a whole lot of jumping halyards. It's all getting power hoisted with the winches. Got some little reels here, and all these do is pay out some tagline so that you're able to sky your halyards, which is nice when you're at the dock, but it's also nice when you're racing if you're not going to use your secondary masthead spinnaker halyard, you know, for a whole buoy race or maybe a leg of an offshore race. Well, go ahead and sky that up, and that's going to take half the halyard weight out of the rig, so we utilize those a lot. And basically, the line just pays out when this thing spools, and then the shock cord just makes it recoil, so it's just a nice soft pull and just pulls the little string back into the boat.
And is this unique to your boat, or is it something they've been doing on the TP52s?
Yeah, I'm sure other boats have it. Nothing's unique in this sport, but I think it's the only one around here at the moment with that.
Okay. And you got a selection of sails here. How many you carry with you?
Yeah, so not this many. So we're obviously based in San Diego, and we're not planning to have a trailer up here before the start of the race, but we will have some cars. So we just sent up pretty much all the inventory that we might use on the offshore race week with us, and then you know, the morning of the race, we'll kind of go through this and decide what we are and aren't going to take, and anything not, we'll just throw in the SUV and send that down to Monterey, and then we'll make the same decisions there.
Okay.
So.
What else we got a little bit further forward here as far as your rigging?
Yeah, one cool thing we got, and I'll turn this off real quick. So,
got a power cord that comes through the
close this forward hatch for a second. One of the problems, we get these sliding hatches, and we do it so that it's easier to pull the spinnaker in because the regular Lumar hatches are pretty sharp on the corners.
Yeah.
Waterproofing these things is fairly tough. So if you stay right there, what I'm going to do is pump this air pump, and you're going to find what it is basically similar to a bicycle inner tube around the perimeter of that hatch, and that blows up, and that seals the hatch against the deck, keeps water from coming in.
Oh, nice.
And then when you want to release it, you just hit that button, and that lets the air out, and then you're able to open the hatch again.
And this is unique to Fox?
Yeah, it's been done before, like most things.
And that's embedded into the hatch itself?
Yeah, you can see it's that.